Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat Shalom. Sunrise, sunset. Sunrise, sunset. Swiftly flow the days. Seedlings turn overnight to sunflowers, blossoming even as we gaze. Sunrise, sunset, sunrise, sunset. Swiftly fly the years, one season following another, laden with happiness and tears.
Okay, you said I was going to cry.
30 years ago, 30 years ago, a very, very young Julie Steinberg, you were barely out of school.
I was a puppy.
Came to B'nai Israel, first as a fifth grade teacher in our religious school. In the years since then, she has taken on numerous different roles. In particular, she has been our song leader. She has been first a B'nai Mitzvah tutor, and then the B'nai Mitzvah teacher. She filled in as a service leader when Cantor Nalawai was ill, and then finally, she became our cantor. Sunrise, sunset, swiftly have flown the years. And in the years that she has been with us, there has been much laughter, and at times there has also been painful tears. But through it all, one season following another, she has woven her life into the fabric of our congregation. And tonight we have the opportunity to give thanks for the blessings she has been to all of us. So we begin tonight with the music of someone who is so proud of her, who is extremely proud to call himself her teacher, and the person who made it possible for her to become Cantor Steinberg, her teacher, Cantor Carl Nalawai Jr. Please join us on page 128 with Hine Matov, as written by Cantor Carl Nalawai. We continue with the beautiful melodies of Cantor Nalawai with Lecha Dodi on page 138, and we'll be singing verses 1, 2, and 9, or possibly something else. Just follow the cantor's lead. That's what I do when she's singing. So, page 138.
Share
thing to put together an event at the temple. It's even harder when you're putting together, say, 3 events in the course of 1 month. And it wouldn't have been appropriate just to have one event to show you our love and express our appreciation. So May really is Cantor Steinberg month. And I would like to invite all the members of the various Cantor committees that have putting on the celebrations this month to do us the honor of come on up and to join us and on the bima and give us the honor of lighting the candle blessing. The blessing for the candles can be found on page 120, but first we begin with Shalom Aleichem on page 142.
Shalom Aleichem, Malachei Hasharet, Malachei Elyon, B'melech, Malachei Amachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Bochem l'shalom, Malachei Hashalom, Malachei Elyon, B'melech, Malachei Amachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, asher yishanu b'mitzvotav, v'tzivanu lehadlik ner shel Shabbat. O source of light and truth, creator of the eternal law of goodness, help us to find knowledge by which to live. Lead us to take the words we shall speak into our hearts and our lives. Bless all who enter this sanctuary in need, all who bring the offerings of their hearts. May our worship lead us to acts of kindness, peace, and love.
Amen.
Barchuni l'shalom, Malachei Hashalom, Malachei Elyon, B'melech, Malachei Amachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Seitem l'shalom, Malachei Hashalom, Malachei Elyon, B'melech, Malachei Amachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu.
We rise for the Baruch Hu on page 146.
Baruch Hu et Adonai HaMevorach. Baruch Adonai HaMevorach le'olam ha'ed. La 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 la. No.
Do you want me to take this one?
No. You know, it's important when you pray to find the right key. La 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 la
תמלוך עלינו לעולם ועד. ברוך אתה אדוני
We continue on page 150. Page 150 it is. Avat olam Beit Yisrael Amcha Ahavta Torah u'mitzvot
חוקים ומשפטים
otanu
לימדת.
Kein Adonai Eloheinu v'shochreinu v'kumeinu nasiach bechukecha v'nismach b'nivrei Toratecha u'b'mitzvotecha le'olam va'ed. Ki הם חיינו ואורך ימינו ובהם נגן יומם ולילה. ברוך אתה Adonai Ohei B'amo Yisrael. Shema Yisrael Adonai Eloheinu Adonai Echad. 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 Aruch Shem Kevod Malchuto Le'olam va'ed. Baruch Shem Kevod Malchuto Le'olam va'ed. Please join us in the Ve'ahavta on page 154. Ve'ahavta et Adonai Elohecha b'chol levacha u'b'chol nafshecha u'b'chol me'otecha v'hayu hadvarim ha'ele asher anochi mitzavcha hayom al levavecha v'shinatam levanecha v'dibarta bam b'shivtecha b'beitecha u'v'lachtecha b'derech u'v'shochbecha u'v'kumecha u'v'shatam le'ot al yadecha v'hayu l'totafot bein einecha u'chtavtam al mezuzot beitecha u'v'isharecha leman tizkeru v'asitem et kol mitzvotai v'yitem kadoshim leloichem
Adonai Elohechem, Asher הוצאתי אתכם מארץ מצרים, להיות לכם אלוהים. אני Adonai Elohechem. Amen.
So, Cantor Steinberg,
Yes, Rabbi Alfie.
as I was preparing for this evening,
Yes,
and I came across the prayer known as the Geulah, the prayer of redemption,
yes.
and I was thinking about how this might apply to you. I was thinking, what are you being redeemed from? From a life of work. And so as I tried to find appropriate readings, perhaps that I could do in place of the traditional Geulah, I came across this poem entitled Leisure. Do you know what that means?
You know, I read about it.
You did, you've heard about it, I'm sure. So this is a poem called Leisure by William Henry Davies. And so I figured this might give you some good advice about this period of redemption that you were entering into. What is this life if full of care? We have no time to stand and stare. No time to stand beneath the boughs and stare as long as sheep's or cow. No time to see when woods we pass, where squirrels hide their nuts in grass. No time to see in broad daylight, streams full of stars like skies at night. No time to turn at beauty's glance and watch her feet and how they can dance. No time to wait till her mouth can enrich that smile her eyes began. A poor life this is, if full of care we have no time to stand and stare. When our ancestors crossed over to the other side of the sea, they did not immediately keep going. They stopped, they turned around, and they stared at where they had come from. And then they raised their voices in praise, marking this transition and their first steps into freedom with gratitude. I know that this doesn't completely feel like freedom, but this is the time we stop and we turn around and we raise our voices in praise and in gratitude. Please join us on page 158.
מי כמוך בעלים אדוני, מי כמוך נהדר בקודש, נורא תהילה עושה פלא, נורא תהילה עושה פלא. מלכותך ראו בניך, הוקע לפני משה ומרים. זה אליה ובאמרך אדוני לעולם ועד. ונאמר כי פדה אדוני את יעקב וגלוי ממזרח ממנו ברוך אתה אדוני גאל ישראל.
So, Cantor,
Yes, Rabbi.
as you go on this next part of your journey, I know that there will be somebody guiding your steps. And God willing, providing you a sense of shelter and calm, and maybe finally, once again, you'll get a full night's sleep.
I never thought of that.
Please join us with the Vishamru. Some of the words could, nope.
What?
Please join us with the Hashkivenu
Yes.
on page 160. Some of the words are on the page, some of the words are not. Sing whichever words you know.
But not the Vishamru yet. Oh, guide my steps and help me find my way. I need your shelter now. Wrap me in your arms and guide my steps and help me make this day a song of praise to you. Wrap me in your arms and guide my steps. Oh, guide my steps and help me find my way. I need your shelter now. Wrap me in your arms, guide my steps and help me make this day a song of praise to you. Wrap me in your arms, guide my steps. Rock me in your arms and guide my steps.
I think now might be a good time to do the Vishamra.
I think that
Does
would
that
be,
like a better time?
It seems like the appropriate moment.
I think so too. And I'd like to invite up not just our B'nai Mitzvah students, but anyone who has been a religious school student and who cannot yet vote. I'm going to invite up all of you to come and join us on the Bima. As we continue on page 162.
Adult B'nai Mitzvah too. Come on up.
But you better have voted.
Adult B'nai Mitzvah.
Yeah.
I know. Yeah, you voted, but you're still coming. You're still coming up. Oh, brutal.
It's cold. Where's the ribbons?
Shamru b'nei Israel et Shabbat la'asot et Shabbat לדורותם ברית עולם ביני ובין בני ישראל אותי לעולם כי ששת ימים עשה אדוני עשה אדוני את השמיים ואת הארץ וביום השביעי שבת וינפש ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם.
Please rise, please rise for the tefillah beginning on page 164.
Adonai sefatai tiftachu fi tehillatcha. Adonai, open my lips that my mouth may declare your praise. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu v'Elohei avoteinu v'imotenu Elohei Abraham, Elohei Yitzchak, Elohei Yaakov, Elohei Sarah, Elohei Rivka, Elohei Rachel, Elohei Leah, Ha'el HaGadol, HaGibor v'Hanora, El Elyon, Gomel Chasadim Tovim, וקונה הכל, וזוכר חסרות בימות, ומביא גאולה לבני בניהם.
We continue praying privately from page 172 through 180, either standing or sitting as is your custom. Our thoughts now turn to those in our lives and those in our world who are in need of a refuah shlema, a complete healing of body and spirit. Take a little time to think about the people that we're praying for. Think about ways that we can lighten their load, ways that we can offer comfort and support. And we pray for them. The words for the Mishaberach can be found on the inside, the center inside of tonight's flyer.
Mishaberach Avoteinu, Avraham, Yitzchak, v'Yaakov. Mishaberach Imoteinu, Sarah, Rivka, Leah, Berachel. May the one who blessed our mothers, may the one who blessed our fathers, hear our prayer.
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 Hear our prayer. And bless us as well. Bless us with the power of your healing. Bless us with the power of your hope. May our hearts be filled with understanding and strengthened by the power of your love. Bless us with a vision for tomorrow. Help us to reach out to those in pain. May the warmth of friendship ease our sorrow. Give us courage, give us hope, give us the way. Mishaberach Avoteinu, Mishaberach Imoteinu.
Hear our prayer.
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 Hear our
Hear our prayer.
Hear our
Hear our prayer.
Hear our prayer.
Hear our prayer. Hear our prayer. Bless us as well.
Actually, Cantor, I'm going to have you sit next to your husband for a bit. Because I don't think you ever get to do that during services, do you?
I do not.
You do not. So this is going to be a fun and new experience for you. I love how warm and loving your relationship is. Shabbat Shalom. This week, we read from Parshat Kedoshim, also known as the Holiness Code. The Holiness Code, better than any other part of the Torah, tells us both what it means to be a Jew, as well as how to be a Jew. It begins, Vayedaber Adonai el Moshe lemor, Daber el kol adat b'nei Yisrael, ve'amarta alehem, Kedoshim tihiyu, ki kadosh ani Adonai Elohechem. And the Eternal spoke to Moses, saying, speak to all of the congregation of the people of Israel and say to them, you shall be holy, for I, the Eternal your God, am holy. In other words, we are being taught here that we are to be set apart from the larger society, because that's part of what it means to be holy, to be kadosh. You are sanctified for a special task and setting you kind of outside the norm. And we are being told that this special task is to model in this world God's teachings of compassion and kindness and justice. And this responsibility rests not only on a small part of our group, but on all of us. All of us must strive to lead lives of holiness. The rest of the Holiness Code gives us specific ways to engage in holiness through our relationships with our families, with our neighbors, and in business and in the public sphere. As you can imagine, this task of being holy is not such an easy thing. So in order to guide us, inspire us, teach us, and nudge us in the right direction, we have what are known as clay kodesh, which means holy vessels. The first of these clay kodesh were the Kohanim, the priests. Rabbi Dov Linzer teaches that the Kohanim were a type of clay kodesh which were holy not just because of the role that they played, but as an object that has been chosen to become an embodiment of God's holiness, as a symbol of holiness. In other words, being a priest was not just a job that they did, it was who they were in the world. They didn't just do holy things, but they become transformed by what they did into becoming vessels of holiness or symbols of holiness to others. Today, rabbis and cantors are often referred to as clay kodesh, vessels of holiness, because like the Kohanim, they too become transformed by the work that they do. And if they are not changed by the experience, they are doing it incorrectly. So let's look a little bit more closely at this expression of clay kodesh. Kleilim, or vessels, are important because of their capacity to hold something else. It's not so dissimilar to the Hebrew word aron. The aron simply means closet, like a clothing closet. But an aron hakodesh, the holy ark, is holy not because it's a closet, but because of what it contains. It becomes transformed by the task it was given. So what do clay kodesh, holy vessels, hold? They hold Jewish wisdom and Jewish teachings. They hold the heavy responsibility of caring for and leading our community during both difficult times and happy ones. And they hold the history, the pain, and the joy of the people who they are privileged to serve. They become holy through use, and they become holy over time, not because they are better than us, but because we, a people who are also called to lives of holiness, are what they hold in their hearts at all times. This is not an easy thing to do, or an easy way to live, but it is a life of immeasurable importance and meaning. And just because a clay kodesh retires, it does not cease to be holy, any more than our ark ceases to be holy when the Torahs are not in them. The vessel that contains holiness is forever transformed because of the sacred task it was given. And so tonight, we are given the privilege of honoring our cantor, who has served our congregation with devotion for decades. She has shared her wisdom and her teachings with us. She has been a leader during joyous and difficult times. She has made difficult moments more bearable and happy times richer and more meaningful. And tonight, we thank her for all that she has done for all of us. It's my pleasure to call up the president of our congregation, Jay Chenier, to please join me on this bima. And Cantor Steinberg, if you could join us as well.
Good to see you too, Jay.
So you're first, but Cantor and I were reminded of something tonight, the wise words of the person who was the president when she became our cantor. Jay, do you remember who the president was at that time? It was our good friend Jeremy Hollis, of blessed memory, who had such wise and sage advice that I cannot quote in its complete text.
No, it wouldn't
Jeremy
be
had
right.
a way with words. So I'm going to bleep myself.
Okay.
When the board voted to make you our cantor, Jeremy took you out into the hallway and very seriously said to you, "Don't beep it up."
It was a great moment.
It was. I think that is my favorite thing that Jeremy ever said. And because you did not beep it up, we have many gift and accolades for you today.
Oh, Jeremy. Yeah.
Thank you. Shabbat Shalom. So May is Cantor Steinberg month. Soak it in, because Daryl never got a month. Well, every month is Daryl month. Something to look forward to. You know, this is wonderful, and all of these people have come here to honor you and to say thank you. You have to look at me. It's just so hard. And so the board wanted to give you something that you will always have. And we had a discussion about it, and we had a vote on it. I did not use Jeremy's words, but we want to, your last day is June 30th here, technically, but beginning July 1st, you'll be Cantor Emeritus from our congregation. So something that you will always have.
And because as Jews, we love symbols, we love reminders. You can't just have a name without something to kind of go with it. You should be.
Absolutely.
You had mentioned that you would wish that Carl was here tonight, and that his cousin had a dream of him giving you something. And I believe this is what Carl wanted you to have. You have one for Shabbat and one for the high holidays.
You know, somehow I feel the urge to go like this.
Now, these were not easy to find. I had been looking for one of these for you for years, thinking that they were called miters. And after doing much research, I found out that they were simply called a cantor's hat.
Wow.
And I have to say, Carl never had one that shimmered.
He never had sparkles. I know.
So I want to add, you know, we live in Sacramento. We live in the capital city. No public person retiring in Sacramento would ever be worth their salt if they didn't get a resolution from the city of Sacramento. I am sure that there is a place in your house where you will hang this.
Oh, yeah. I think it's going in.
Back to your husband where he can see it every morning.
I think it's going to be in the guest bathroom.
I'm not going to read all of the whereases.
No, but I can see some of them. They're pretty good,
Well, then I would have
Daryl.
to use Jeremy words. But I will read the last piece. Therefore be it resolved by the mayor and council, and I'm just sad that I'm not there, so I couldn't vote on it. But by the mayor and the council of the city of Sacramento, that we do hereby recognize Cantor Julie Steinberg on her retirement and express our sincere appreciation for her many years of dedicated service. I know that so much of what you have done goes beyond these walls and really being part of the community and being the leader in the community. And I know you'll continue to do that, so thank you.
Thank you. Thanks, dear.
And Cantor, we're just getting started.
Okay.
So it is my pleasure to invite up Terry Gaines and Marty Solov, Davida Levin Robinson and Sunny Romer, and Judy M. McLeatherwood and Eric Wiesenthal to join us on the bema.
I'm not sure how we're going to follow that, but we're going to try. We're going to try. Cantor Steinberg. Over the years, you've led us in song and prayer with so much spirit, love, and joy. You've nurtured so many through B'nai Mitzvahs, and you've supported us through life cycle events, both joyous and difficult. You shared your wisdom, and we have truly enjoyed your sense of humor. And I may be speaking for many, but if not, I'm speaking for myself when I say I will miss seeing your beautiful smile and hearing your laughter from the bima. You planted the roots and seeds in our hearts for lifelong Jewish learning through song, and you showed us how joyful it can be.
As a thank you for planting these roots and seeds in us, and on behalf of the entire congregation, the Sustainable Living Committee has planted a tree in your honor along the 11th Avenue entrance of B'nai Israel. As this beautiful Japanese maple grows, it will remind us of all you have given our CBI community. May these roots continue to grow strong, l'odor v'dor, from generation to generation.
And this is the plaque that will be placed on the tree, but we didn't want to do it before tonight. And it just arrived. But it is honoring you, Cantor Julie Steinberg. Nature is saturated with melody. Heaven and earth are full of song. Nachman of Bratslav. And we both want to just wish you to enjoy your well-deserved retirement. Thank Marty for that. And I believe there's a certificate that has the veterans.
That's beautiful. Wow, thank you. And Marty, you hit my favorite tree. Beautiful. We just know it.
Well, we had pages and pages that we had written about you. I'm not good with this. But we decided to boil it down into like 4 sentences, basically. But we have a congregational gift. I would have asked all of you to help pick it out, but it was hard enough for us to pick it out, and we are representing you all. So we have what we think is a beautiful wall hanging with the words. Words are the language of the mind. Music is the language of the soul. And that's Rabbi Jonathan Sachs. And our 4 lines. You as our chazanit, our cantor, have helped lead us in the act of singing praises, meditating on our prayers, and opening our hearts to the divine. You as our morah, our teacher, have helped educate us in the teaching of Judaism and prayer.
You, as our clergy, have celebrated with us and consoled us in our times of need. For all this, we, the congregation, say, Todah, thank you. We love you.
Is this? Oh, it's working good. Julie, you were studying for the cantorate with our beloved Chazan Carl K. Nalowai Jr. when he passed away on a Wednesday in July. Nevertheless, you became our cantor that day and all the days that followed. That Wednesday was the first rehearsal for that year's High Holy Day choir. Somehow, by working together, we put a service together. You were not used to working with the choir, but you grew into it. Here are some thoughts from the choir. Julie is such a happy and positive person and brought that light to us in the choir. She comes into our rehearsal where we are pounding out notes and pronunciation and everything, and she reminds us and gives us insight into what we are singing and why we were here. She tells us this is what the song is about, and this is why we are singing it. And that this is so important, and it's so wonderful that we are here. It just makes us feel important. Julie gives positive leadership with a beautiful smile and a very positive attitude. She is so very, very sweet. You can always talk to her. I've never seen her when she wasn't easygoing, calm, and has such a wonderful, keen sense of humor. You always feel that, it's all going to be okay. On the day of the service, when we are in the chapel warming up, Julie, you always come in and say something about the holiday or the occasion, what it means to you, how much you love having us here, how great we are, and how we are the Ruach of the congregation. You always conclude the occasion with a wonderful thank you note. You always acknowledge our time, our effort, what we did, the work involved every time. I always think of you as less of a leader than a guide. And your Avinu Malkeinu makes me cry every single time, every High Holy Days. It's very moving. Thank you so much for your caring and empathetic leadership, both at CBI and in the greater community. Learning from you about the traditions of music and the significance of the liturgy has been a highlight of participating in the High Holy Day Choir. Along with your musicmanship and great sense of humor, we appreciate the feeling of belonging that you have extended to all the members of the choir, individually and as a group. For all this, Cantor Steinberg, soon to be emeritus, the CBI Choir presents you with this leaf for our tree of life, for your years of service to the choir. Please relax and enjoy your next chapter. Toda Rabbah, and may you always go from strength to strength.
Cantor Steinberg, are you ready for some more?
Oh boy.
First, I'd like to invite your family to come and please join us on the bima. Actually, I think this might be better from, well, no, I don't want them to, okay. I'm trying to figure out logistics.
I don't know, but when I see that look,
You get worried?
Yeah,
Yeah, you
start
should.
getting a little palpitations.
If Cantor Steinberg officiated at your B'nai Mitzvah, I'd like to invite you to please rise. If she has taught you Hebrew or how to chant Torah or Haftorah, I'd like you to please rise. If she has visited you while you were ill or going through a death in your family, and she gave you no, stay standing, I'll tell you when to sit. And she gave you comfort during that difficult time, I'd like you to please rise. If she is officiated at a life cycle event, such as you had a child and we did a naming, You don't do brisses, do you? Maybe that's what you're going to do as emeritus. We could use a oil in Sacramento.
Yeah, you know better than to ask me.
But if she's officiated a life cycle event for you, such as a naming or a wedding or an occasion that I can't think of, please rise. If your life is better because she is a part of it, please rise. As you know, a talit is a symbol of responsibility. It's a symbol of obligations, but it is also the symbol of God's love. It's a reminder to us that we are not alone, that there is holiness and sacredness in the lives that we've been given, and we use it to embrace ourselves before we go out into the world each day, to give us strength and to give us courage. Your life has been enveloped, not just by a love of God, from God towards you, but also your love of God. And you've manifested that by being a teacher, by being a cantor, by being a loving member of this community. And so I'm going to ask your family to raise this talit above your head as the congregation joins me in blessing you. Taller relatives. Or at least loan them your shoes so they could look taller. The Holy One, blessed be, once told our ancestor Abraham, Lech lecha, go forth to a land that I will show you, a land that was unknown and a mystery to him. You have now heard that call twice. Once when you were called to go forth as our cantor. And again now, you've heard the call to take a new journey, to be our cantor emeritus. Then as now, requires stepping forward into uncharted territory. I pray that as you begin this new journey, you find it to be filled with as much meaning and joy as you have found in being our cantor. Yevarechecha Adonai v'yishmerecha. Ye'er Adonai panav elecha v'yichuneka. Yisa Adonai panav elecha v'yasem lecha shalom. May the Holy One bless you and keep you. May the Holy One always turn towards you with kindness and with compassion. May the Holy One bless you with a long and healthy life, filled with joy and with learning, and with laughter, and with love. But most of all, may it be filled with shalom, filled with a sense of peace. And let us say, Amen. Oh, Cantor, you never get to do this. Wait, hold on. Are you ready for this?
Totally ready. Please be seated.
It is fun, isn't it? No, we still have one more thing. So you and I have a lot of fun up here. And there are few people who, over the years, have had the pleasure of sharing the Bema with us. Those people who came in here all wide-eyed and dewy-skinned, like thinking, oh, we're going to be working with the rabbi and the cantor. And then they hear what we really talk about on Sunday morning. And they go, oh my God, we're working with the cantor and the rabbi. And some of those wonderful people are able to be with us tonight. So if you had the pleasure of being a music hadracha or madracha, depending on how old you were, and joining us on the Bema on a Sunday morning and working with Cantor Steinberg, I'd like to invite you to please come up. So there were more that wanted to be with us tonight, but finals are not over. And some people, Cantor, are still at school. Morgan, I'll wait till you hug everybody. Morgan Folger wanted to be with us tonight, but she is still finishing up finals at HUC. Sasha Steinberg is still at Santa Cruz. And, oh, I think Jenny's on vacation, but she came last Saturday. So they have come from far and wide to be able to lead the congregation in a special song for you. To be a cantor is not just to be the person who leads us in song, but also to be one of our teachers. And there is a song, which, my apologies, it's called Kaddish de Rabbanan. But as you know, rabbi simply means teacher. And you have been the teacher for many of us. And so when a rabbi would complete a course of study, or when poo, he would pass, because they didn't have retirement. Retirement meant you really retired. I don't make history, I just report it.
Welcome to my life, Rabbi. You have such a way with words.
The students would sing the Kaddish de Rabbanan in gratitude for what they had learned from that teacher. And so your students are going to lead us today in the Kaddish de Rabbanan, which can be found on page 209. And I invite you to please join us. So you guys need to be the ones near the mic, not me.
And
So Cantor Steinberg, I know how much you love talking on the bema, so I didn't want to take that opportunity away from you tonight. So I'm going to turn the bema over to you.
You know, the thing when you stand up here, every time you look out into the congregation, you see something or someone that you hadn't seen before. There's so much that I could say right now, so I'm just wondering if you have a few hours. Not joking. I'll keep it as succinct as I can. I know there's a wonderful oneg waiting for us. So, in 1993, I was born in a 10-watt radio station in Fresno, California. If you understand that reference, then you have dated yourself. Daryl and I were looking for our Jewish home. Daryl, in his great wisdom, wanted to join B'nai Israel. I said I would teach and see if I liked the community. Do you even remember this? You do? Well, I guess I liked it, and we found our home. And this community has not only provided us with friends and education for our children and a place to connect as Jews, it's also been a part of my journey to become me. As many of you know, I was a social worker after I was a junior miss when I stepped into B'nai Israel. Yeah, it's hard to believe, right? Yes, I had studied music, and I had had many years singing. My favorite gig was singing with my cantor, Barry Reich, in a trio with an amazing woman, Dee Dee Meyer. I learned so much, and I had so much fun singing with them from the time I was a teenager until after we got married. My journey to becoming a cantor was a circuitous one, to say the least. I think my mom of blessed memory would probably say that I never did things in a conventional way. I started my singing career at 4 in the morning on a daily basis, running around the living room table, singing and pretending I was a horse. And that's where it began. And I was blessed to have parents who never got angry with me for that. But because of my journey, my roundabout way, I had the opportunity to study with the best, amazing teachers. I can't thank enough Cantor Wald, Chazan Nalwai, and Cantor, also Rabbi Reich. I had the opportunity to know and serve my B'nai Israel community. I've had the unique experience of serving my own home, the place that I already felt comfortable and established with my community. Serving B'nai Israel has truly been the joy of my life. I have never considered being your cantor a job. Rather, I have always felt that being a cantor is who I am. I've been so lucky to discover that all the twists and turns in my life, music, social work, where I worked with children and families and seniors, life and death, teaching, that all of these things were preparation for the blessing of serving this community and being myself, cantor. I love standing on this bema. I love looking over at the choir. I love connecting with Luann, our amazing choir director, with our little codes of communication, like, go back. We're skipping it. Yeah. I love singing with Michael. It's crazy wonderful. I highly recommend that. And I love sharing prayer with my other half, Rabbi Alfie. You're also my other half. Yeah, it reads differently when you read it than when you write it. Not to leave out temple presidents who always come up and try in a variety of ways to make us laugh on the bema. I remember, I can tell you many stories of you from many, yeah, he doesn't want to hear them. But seriously, most of all, I love looking at those words. Da lifnei mi ata omed. Know before whom you stand. Those words are generally this way. They're placed where the congregation sees them, as a reminder that we're standing before God. But I really, really love that those words have found their way to the wall where Rabbi and I can see them. Yes, we stand before God, but those words are a reminder that we stand before you. Each one of you, each part of you that is B'Tselem Elohim, that is created in the image of God, is our responsibility as we stand before you. And it's not just a responsibility, it's an honor and it's a joy to be with you as we stand together before God. So people have been asking me what my plans are. And if I have learned anything about myself, it's that I'm happiest when life unfolds itself. I love when life offers doors that beckon and say, walk through. You have no idea what's on the other side. The art is recognizing that there is a door. I love not knowing where it's leading and taking that chance. It led me here. If I had not listened to Michael, who said, go up and sing at Or Rishon, they need somebody, I don't want to drive all the way up there. I gave them your number. If I had said, you know, that's a long way to go. So I love that all of that led me to this moment. So, thank you. Thank you for the honor of leading prayer, standing here on the bema. Thank you for the privilege of teaching the children and adults. I'm thinking of this B'nai Mitzvah class, this adult B'nai Mitzvah class, June 1st. It's going to be wonderful. Thank you for teaching me so much. Thank you for sharing your joys and your heartaches, your pain and your love and your fun with me. Thank you for allowing me to be your cantor. My heart is overflowing with the unbelievable great fortune I've had to be a part of Congregation B'nai Israel. and to call this community home. Toda rabba. Oh, God. He just whispered to me, stay here for a minute. He's like, oh.
Is that on? Okay. So this stuff, I'm using the word stuff because I don't want to use the Jeremy words. Doesn't just happen. And we need to say thank you to a few people beyond everyone who has come here to honor you today. So I want to start off with Davida Levin Robinson and Sunny Romer, who wrangled everyone to get all of this done last week, this week. We probably served 500 meals between last week and this week. Gave you a lot of presents. So I want to thank the two of you for all of the hard work that you've done. And don't call me anymore, I'm done. I want to thank the choir. Thank you. You guys were wonderful. It is great to come here and listen to you. That was the pieces you did, just thinking about Carl. It really brings it back to where we should be and centers us, I believe. For everyone who did, all the folks who did the flowers, they were brought by congregants, Carol Blackman, Abby Blackman, Davida, Ann Eisenberg, Sandy Kaufman. Thank you for all your work. It looked beautiful tonight as well as last week. To all of the committee members, and Michael, for all of your work, thank you. Much appreciated. So with that, we're just going to say thank you once again. And now you can go sit down.
Thank you.
Have a few announcements to make because it wouldn't be Shabbat without announcements. I'd have nothing to do. There's a wonderful oneg done by Wibby and the Brotherhood that we're all going to get to pretty quickly here. Tomorrow morning, 9:30 a.m., weekly Torah study in person and on Zoom. 10:30 is Kavanah Shabbat, and that will be in the chapel in person only. Sunday, the Jewish case and California case for reparations. This will be at 2:30 in the chapel or on Zoom. Should be a really fascinating conversation. Monday, the 13th, Yom HaZikaron, Israel Memorial Day, and there's a few things happening. And if you look look on our website, you'll see all the different pieces. Some are at different congregations. Wednesday, May 15th, join Rabbi Stacy, 6 p.m. in the Sosnick Library or on Zoom for the last scheduled session of A Taste of Talmud. And then looking ahead, registration is still open for Camp Shalanu. And I want to thank the CBI community for supporting Camp Nevish. So with that, I think my time is over here tonight. Shabbat Shalom.
I said, do you want to do it?
As we've discussed before, this place doesn't run on its own. We have a lot of lay leadership who've done remarkable work in a whole bunch of ways. I'd like them to introduce themselves. So if you are a board member, a past board member. No, I can say, yeah, one at all. There you go. Past president, committee chair, or you just got something really important to say. Go ahead and stand up. And,
That's opening a can of
Rabbi
worms.
is going to come up after you.
Nita Davidson, I'm the Shamus coordinator.
Rachel Zerbo, member at large and membership committee co-chair.
Davida Levin Robinson, BPM membership.
Hi, I'm Jane Orkin. I'm the volunteer manager for the gift shop at B'nai Israel.
I'm Steve Orkan. I'm a past president. Dale Kassler, past president.
Joe Kassler, librarian.
I'm not a macher, but I have a PSA. You may have noticed it's hot out. I used to handle cases of people who died from heat illness. Don't go out and exercise when it's 90 degrees, please. The life you save may be your own.
Josh Mastronardi, past president.
Bina Lefkowitz, past president.
Terry Gaines, Vice President of Facilities and Chair of the Sustainable Living Committee.
Marty Solov, Chair of the B'nai Landscape Beautification Committee.
Daniel Kaufman, Vice President of Development.
Jennifer Kaufman, past president.
Judy Herscher, past president.
Stacia Levy, board member at large.
Samantha Meredith, busy president.
Jason Weiner, Chair of Social Action.
Jody Prunier, former board member. Jay said I could stand up.
You did great.
Rachel Stern, VP of Education.
Helen Roth Dowden, B'nai board member and chair to Jewish Community Relations Council.
Laurel Tochterman, caring community.
Judy Emmett Leatherwood, Music Committee, Choir Wrangler, and I schedule people to chant Torah.
Eric Wiesenthal, Vice President of Membership, and I had the good fortune when the rabbi became our rabbi, and I have to say, our numbers of members when she came in. So, toda rabah.
Twyla Morris, cursive to print is still underway. We are now typing pages from the 1900. If you'd like to, if you have a computer, you're able to type and can read cursive, please join us and learn about our history.
I'm Michael Herscher. I'm the spouse of a past president.
Wait, I'm Jay Chenier. I'm the spouse of a past president as well.
And we have one more past president.
Good evening, I'm Bruce Tochterman, past president.
I think you're the most past of all of them.
More words from the rabbi. Shabbat Shalom.
What's past is future.
It's my pleasure to invite up all of our students who are here from K through 12 to please join us on the bima once again, as well as, yeah, you haven't graduated yet, you still have to come on up, as well as our adult B'nai Mitzvah students to please join us on the bima. We continue with our concluding prayers, beginning with the Aleinu on page 586. Please rise.
Aleinu l'shaveach l'adon hakol, לתת גדולה ליוצר בראשית, שלא עשנו כגויי הארצות, ולא שמנו כמשפחות האדמה, שלא שם חלקנו כהם, וגורלנו ככל המונם, ואנחנו קוראים ומשתחווים ומודים לפני מלך מלכי המלכים, הקדוש ברוך הוא, שהוא נוטה שמיים ויוסד הארץ, ומושב יקרו השמיים ממעל, ושכינה תזוב בגובי מרומים, הוא אלוהינו, אמת ונאמר והיה אדוני למלך על כל הארץ ביום ההוא יהיה אדוני אחד ושמו
Please be seated. There's so much joy. Good old camp. I know, it's fabulous. Our thoughts now turn towards loved ones who are no longer with us. And it is our tradition at B'nai Israel to welcome back into our midst those who have most recently said goodbye to a loved one. And it is with great sadness, Brian and Nicole and Evelyn and Alice, that we welcome you into our midst tonight upon the recent passing of Brian's very beloved grandfather, Harry Jenkins. Grandparents play a very special role in our lives. Their only job is to give us unconditional love. They don't have to do any of the hard stuff like discipline us or tell us when we're not doing right. All they need to do is let us know that we're loved simply for being ourselves. That is a gift that is irreplaceable. You were blessed, Brian, to have your grandfather know your family, know your girls, and to see that you were every bit the mensch that he thought that you were. Because you are. I mean, it's not just that he thought it, you actually are a mensch. But what a blessing for him to be able to see his grandchild grow up, because it meant that he truly did a great job as a father, because he taught your mother how to be a good mother as well. So our condolences to your family. It is also with sadness that we recall the recent passing of Bobby Wolf, beloved stepmother of Jennifer Kaufman and Lisa Brodke, and beloved grandmother of Daniel, Jonathan, Gabriel. It's really weird to call him. Is he going by Gabriel now? Okay. So adult. And Jonah, and beloved great-grandmother of Mia and Eli and Ollie and Louisa. Also with sadness, we recall the recent passing of Jean Roth Mandel, the beloved aunt of Jonathan Meltzer, beloved aunt of Deborah Meltzer. And with great sadness, we recall the recent passing of Zachary Brody, the beloved son of Ken and Lisa Brody, beloved brother of Jonathan Brody, and beloved grandson of Larry and Dottie Brody. Also with sadness, we recall the recent passing of Stanley Zinn, beloved uncle of Brie Bahar. And sadly, we recall a beloved longtime member of our congregation, Gordon Edelman, the beloved husband of Vi Edelman, beloved father of William Edelman, and beloved grandfather of Lennon Edelman, and beloved great-grandfather of Frank and Charles Edelman. Zichronam livracha, may all of their memories forever be a blessing. We also recall loved ones who have passed away at this time in years past. We remember, Suanne Ashler, Chana Bat Yosef, Simon Behar, David N.M. Burke, Bella Bashis, Rosalind Brodke, Marwin Brubaker, Selby Cohen Horowitz, John Dawson, Marjorie Koritz Deutsch, Harold Ducor, Edith Eisenberg, Cecile Fearberg, Jack Fine, Mae Fisher Cohen, Louis Foreman, Marvin Fortman, Rabbi Lester Frazen, Phyllis Freeman, Stefan Allen Freifeld, Mary Friedman, Leon Guy, Ken Gale, Lena Goldstein, Joseph Hamill, Tessie Hammer, Nathan Herman, Jane Jacobs, Roland Jacobson, Bennett Candell, Dolly Kelter, William Liebenhout, Herman Levy, Francis Lewis, Esther Lisnick, Michael Lutzke, Steve Martin, Catherine Macy, William Moon, Gina Moreno, Samuel Nathan, Francis Nathanson, Francis Oliveira, Kitty Patterson, Pam Perlis, Philip Porter, Ruth Porter, Abe Purcell, Pearl Rosenthal, Irvin Roth, Rose Rubin, Arthur Samaville, Hattie Shore, Scott Simons, Sophie Singer, Bernie Singerman, Jan Taxi Snyder, Eunice Swartz, Edna Tublin, and Robert Underwood. If there are any names that anyone would like to add to the Kaddish list tonight, please feel free to call those names aloud as my gaze meets yours. If you are saying Kaddish for a loved one tonight, I'd like to invite you to please rise. And if the congregation can please join me in these words of comfort. Hamakom yenechem etchem betok sha'ar of Leit Zion v'Yushalayim. May God comfort you among the mourners of Zion and Jerusalem. We rise as a community to offer comfort to those who grieve as we continue together on page 598. Yitkadal v'yitkadash shemei rabbah, be'alma divra chirutei v'yamlich malchutei, v'chayechon uvyomechon uvchayei techol beit Yisrael, ba'gala uvizman kariv v'imru amen. Yehi shmei rabbah mevarach le'olam umei amaya, yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitraman v'yitnaseh, V'yitadar, v'yitaleh, v'yitalal, shemei tekudshah, b'richu, le'elam minkol birchata v'shirata, tushvachata v'nechemata, damiran be'alma v'imru, amen. Yehi shlama rabba min shemaya, v'chayim aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael, v'imru, amen. Oseh shalom b'mermav, uyaseh shalom. Aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael, v'imru, amen. May the source of peace send peace to all who mourn and comfort to all who are bereaved. And let us say, amen. So Cantor Steinberg.
Yes, Rabbi Elfie.
I bet you thought that all the surprises were over. We got one more for you. Ryan, do you have anything to put on the walls for us? So we have a special closing song tonight. It cannot be found in your prayer book, but it can be found on the walls. And if you were at least as old as I am, this song should be familiar. If you're younger than I am, you will have no idea what this is from. But enjoy.
And Cantor Steinberg, I'm so happy you didn't stay at or Rishon. You came back. And we've had a lot of fun in the last few years. I'm so glad we had this time together. Just
just to have a laugh or sing a song. Seems we just get started, and before you know it, comes the time we have to say so long. There's a time you put aside for dreaming, and a time for things you have to do. But the time I like the best is any evening I can spend a moment here with you. When the time comes that I'm feeling lonely, when I'm feeling oh so blue, I just sit back and think of you only, and the happiness comes through. Glad we had this time together, 'cause it makes me feel that I belong. Seems we just get started, and before we know it, yes, it's time for me to say so long.
So for you youngins who have absolutely no idea, there's a fabulous woman who's 90-something, who's even older than Cantor Steinberg. I have to get those in now because I'm about to be the oldest person on the staff.
You are going to be the oldest person. Yeah.
Carol Burnett, theme song, great comedy show. Watch it on YouTube. So Cantor,
Yes.
would you do us the honor of leading us in the Kiddush? The Kiddush can be found on page 123.
Please join us. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam borei peri hagafen. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kitshanu b'mitzvotav v'ratzavanu v'shabbat kodsho be'ahava uvratzon hinchilanu zikaron lema'aseh bereshit ki hu yom techilah lemikra'ei kodesh zecher l'tziat Mitzrayim kivanu v'charta ve'otanu kidashta mikol ha'amim ve'shabbat kodshecha be'ahava uvratzon hinchaltanu Baruch atah Adonai mekadesh hashabbat. Amen. L'chaim u'shalom.
Rachamim.
You get the very last surprise.
Okay.
Would you like to do the woo?
No, I'd like to do the whoosh.
I'm the whoosh.
I'm sorry. What's the woo?
The whoosh. The woo is when I've had too much wine at dinner. So So for those of
Oh, you broke the guitar.
on the top.
I did that once before.
Yes,
You did. So
At least you
for
didn't fall
those
on
of
it.
you who did not join us during COVID, Dean would always make a special challah for us. And so this is his guitar challah.
But don't eat it.
Dean, I relived a moment in time when I broke this guitar, as I did break another one. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, hamotzi lechem min haaretz. Amen. Shabbat shalom.
Now, I was given strict orders to make sure the cantor makes it into the social hall. So, cantor, can you start walking now?
I'm gonna do just that. Okay, here we go. I'll get everything later.
Okay. Please join us.